Hello, welcome back friends. My name is Amber and welcome. If you've not been to my channel before, welcome. Please stick around for a while and subscribe. If you have been around for a while, you know that I am absolutely obsessed with Dollar Tree. I go way too often and spend way too much every week. So, but I'm also a teacher. I teach 4th grade in Arizona, and I use Dollar Tree products a lot in my classroom. So I thought it would be fun to do a classroom favorites from Dollar Tree. So all of these are from Dollar Tree, and if you think that's a great idea, please give me a thumb up. Stick around. So my first class of Dollar Tree favorites would be in the paper supply, the office supply area. So some things that I like to buy a lot from Dollar Tree are their scissors. Occasionally they have brand names such as this Westcott and good brand names, and sometimes I didn't get a new one, but this is a Jot or a Dollar Tree Greenbrier product, and it is my favorite scissor. So it's important to note this scissor is not the same as some of the others. This part where it has the 2 different colors, this is the good kind of scissor to get from Dollar Tree because it's heavy duty and it will last, and it has a good cutting edge. So these scissors and the brand name ones are the ones you want to look for, and they are actually really good. I have multiples and I use them all the time. Another thing that Dollar Tree does well is it does notebooks and paper. So composition notebooks, you can find a lot of really cute ones. You can find spiral bound, you can find binders, all of those things at the Dollar Tree. Now, during back to school time, like Walmart and Target will have better deals on some of these things. However, around December, after back to school, the Dollar Tree is pretty good, and a lot of times has cuter patterns, like this super cute pattern. Something that I buy all the time from Dollar Tree are sheet protectors. So I've got a piece of paper in it, but it's a clear sheet protector, and it goes into a binder. You can put it in a 3-ring binder, but I make my whiteboards. I use these for whiteboards rather than the shower board like I've heard, or buying whiteboards off of Amazon or something. And they work really well. I do a lot of training at the beginning of the year about how to use them and how to keep them clean, and sometimes we have to redo training, but they're super cheap and they're super useful. I use these all the time. Like, I'm constantly using and buying these. I have a little volunteer who comes into my class who's a middle schooler, and she's like, oh, don't make me do the sheet protector thing again. But it's good. Pens are a great Dollar Tree thing. So this is a novelty pen, but I keep a little can of novelty pens on my desk because students really like to use them for whatever they have to sign. And I also use a lot of the Dollar Tree pens, not necessarily these, but the other Dollar Tree pens to grade. Some of my favorite Dollar Tree pens for grading are these clicks. They have a side click, so you push down and it locks it in place, and then you click the side and it brings it back up. These have very good, they're a roller ball, and they work really well for marking. They have good ink They come in lots of colors. They come in a pack of I think 5 or 6, and these are my favorite for grading. The purple, the pink, this greeny blue, and this blue are really good for grading, and I buy lots of packs of these over the school year. Similar idea with office products. The Post-it notes are a good deal. You can get unusual sizes, like this is a nice big size for giving them a little bit more room to write. So Post-it notes. These classroom embellishments are very useful. I use them for bulletin boards. I use them for notes. They are, I've seen them used to show whether a surface is clean or not. So these are a good buy, and you get 10 pieces, and they're good quality. I don't know if you can tell, but this one has like glitter on it, so they're very nicely done. Something else I like to get from Dollar Tree is their thank you cards. So these are Hallmark thank you cards. If you were to buy them from a different store, they retail for $3.89. You get 8 cards with envelopes, and they're very good for sending parents or children thank you notes, even colleagues. A couple of my favorite things for the classroom are these clear folders. So this one is one that I emptied out so that I could show in this video, but these have a reinforced plastic bottom that you can slide out, and it will go into a three ring binder, and they will hold quite a lot of materials. I have them for my centers. I have them for games. I love these. I grab them anytime I see them at Dollar Tree. I also, very similar to them, I also have these. These are also plastic envelopes. The difference between these is they don't have the reinforced binder ring holes. They're just simply envelopes, which is good, especially if you're just going to put it into a filing cabinet or something. They work fine. Last thing for office supplies type stuff, badge holders and things of this nature are good to find at the Dollar Tree. All of my lanyards are from the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree is also a really good place to buy lanyards. So this is a tropical, like, palm leaf print, and I found a whole lot of different beautiful lanyard prints. So this is a good buy at the Dollar Tree as well. No video about the Dollar Tree would be complete without mentioning its organizational bins. So I'm going to show you my favorite bin, and it is this. This is my favorite bin. It is the like paper tray size, the shallow one. This bin is probably the most versatile in my book. I have had you can see it's a little bit dirty. I have actually cleaned them out. I've had these for probably 2 or 3 years. I've used them in my library to organize picture books. I've had students use them as their own like personal caddies. I use them as paper collecting trays. I use them for everything. These are the best bins, and I have a lot of them because I use them a lot. My other favorite is the bags, these storage bags. They're 15 inches by 15 inches, and they will hold at least, they'll hold like 3 or 4 books. I use them for my students' book bags, and so they're a great one. They're also good for organizing just random stuff and keeping it out of the dust, which is an issue. So these, a colleague of mine did this, and I'm going to try it this year, giving students water bottles and having them numbered, because a lot of my students are just, you know, can I go to get a drink? Like, oh, where's your water bottle? I don't have a water bottle. Dude, bring a water bottle. And they're like, I can't bring a water bottle. I don't have it. Okay, fine. So anyway, I'm going to have numbers on all of these, and I'm going to have them have their own water bottle that stays in the class and I take home and wash every day because I can't handle the water fountain issues. Something else that I like to get at the Dollar Tree is batteries. Just random batteries for whatever. I have things like we do electricity and magnetism in 4th grade, so having batteries for those things. During Christmas, when I want to run a little thing of battery powered lights, for the clock, for remotes, just you need batteries in the classroom. And Dollar Tree, you know, has some fairly good batteries. Something else I like to get from Dollar Tree before I like go to Michael's or a teacher supply store is to check out their decorations and their posters and their options, because a lot of times I really like them. So a couple things. Recently I found this chalkboard roll paper, and this kind of thing is great for setting up small group areas, for putting in, you know, student names is another option. So a lot of options with this. I forgot, I can't find my other roll, but they have their brown paper rolls of just mailing paper, and I thought I had one and I can't find it, but I use that a lot. I like just the brown paper, and I think that's one of my favorite things to use for decorating in the classroom and setting up bulletin boards is just the plain brown paper, and put a cute border around it and it works great. And I have used that so many years, but unfortunately I can't find it. I thought I had it. Also on the subject, you never know what you'll find to decorate with, and so for instance I found these marquee letters. This is an H, but random decorating options, you never know what you'll find, so keep an eye out at Dollar Tree. And then of course you also have the Teaching Corner posters. So you, for instance, this has the Declaration of Independence and it has the Bill of Rights, so good poster to have up. This has math symbols. I've gotten posters, science posters, I've got reading posters. I found a really good writing process poster that I have up in my class right now. So you always should check out and see what kind of posters they have. They have some really good ones. Another thing that you should look for at Dollar Tree, and it's a favorite of mine, is their children's books. They have a lot of really good children's books. So this is one that I could use as a read aloud for a theme lesson, and I could also just keep it for my students. It's a lower reader, but some of them just need that to build fluency. So there's a lot of options for this one. It's beautifully illustrated. So, and it has a theme to it. It's not going to be something that I worry about getting destroyed because it was $1. They also have these, a lot of my students really like the graphic novels, and they have a lot of these new graphic novels that show up. So keeping an eye in the book department, a lot of times you will find really good stuff for the classroom library, and I definitely have. Also, you can set up literacy centers, because since they're only $1, it's easy to buy multiples of the same book and just have the students read the same book. And the nice thing is that rather than printing out something that might have to be black and white, if I did it at school, I can get a full color, beautiful copy that my students can work with. Another favorite are the coloring books. A lot of these a lot of my students stay after school and are before school, and they have to stay in our rooms because that's how much room we have in the school. So my room a lot of times has students in it who have finished their homework and are bored and they need something, so I like to have coloring books that I can just throw out there with some crayons, or they can use their own colored pencils or whatever, and then keep them occupied. Some great favorites for the classroom include things like dice and just regular playing cards. You can use these to do math games, to do reading games. They can be used for so many things. And along that same idea, they have the 2-minute timer. Now, I will say they're 2 minutes. I once messed up an entire week of reading screeners because I didn't read and see that this was 2 minutes instead of 1 minute. Yeah, I did that. But anyway, they are good for 2 minutes. Something else that I like to get all the time from Dollar Tree are their clipboards. These are not fancy clipboards. They're just the average, but they, along with, especially if you combine it with something like this, make a great like moving center. They make a great whiteboard, come to the carpet type thing. Really good. They can carry them around the room. I was doing flexible seating and my students used clipboards all the time. Alright, so something else that the Dollar Tree does a lot of that are useful for the classroom are puzzles. So there's a lot of uses for the puzzles. They can be used for before and after school, for just, keeping them busy and occupied, but they can also be used as a part of different games. So I've done games where each group got a puzzle, and then as they completed a correct answer, they would get a puzzle piece and they would work on putting together their puzzle. Now I usually use smaller puzzles, not like this 500 piece puzzle, but like a 20-piece puzzle or even a 10-piece puzzle. That was reasonable for a group to be working on, and that would be kind of their reward for getting the answers correct, is the puzzle pieces. Speaking of rewards, so students in my class can earn different rewards, and one of them is prize box, and I get things like this, like these little glow tops to put in my prize box. Now, Dollar Tree isn't the best place to get toys for prize box if you're getting like one at a time. Like for instance, I'll sometimes throw these in the prize box, like these squishies, because they are loved, but most of the time I try and find multiples, and the glow stuff are good for multiples because they usually come in a few in a package, and students like glowing stuff. So these, I wouldn't fill my entire prize box with these, but they are good to have. And I do have a few. These can also be very useful if you're doing like a calm down corner, or have students with anxiety during tests because they're squishy and they're bright. These can also be good. These little Orbeez balls can also be really good for giving to students with anxiety or who need to calm down. I wouldn't give them as fidgets because I have had more than one get popped in the classroom, and these don't last very long, but sometimes if you've got a student who's just anxious and you know that they'll be reasonable, this can be something that a student could have. On that same line, every once in a while the Dollar Tree gets these, I think it's supposed to be like a cleaning pad, but it's got these really soft bristles of silicone bristles. This makes a great fidget. It's very like tactily stimulating, and anytime you can find something like this, some of the time they have silicone face washers. Those also are very tactilely stimulating and make a good fidget. One other thing on the fidget, I found this, and it would also be good for a calm down corner or a fidget for a student who is maybe not too rough. Like I've had students that are so rough that this wouldn't last for 2 minutes, but for a student who's not like really rough but just needs some little something, this would be a good fidget. And if you're a teacher, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not a teacher, a fidget is something that is supposed to give the student a chance to stimulate their senses to the extent that they're not just going crazy. You have to look up a little bit more on the research, but it can be useful in class. Classrooms a lot of times really need a sense of community, especially in lower grades. So we try and build community, and some things like these this or that cards from the dollar store can really be good for building that classroom community, and it can also be good for a brain break. So when they have been busy and they've been working really hard and you're just like, we need a brain break, so let's take like 5 minutes, let's do some either this or that cards. So these are a good one. I like these from the Dollar Tree. My last items from the Dollar Tree are just some random craft items that you can use. So these are alphabet letters that are beads. I don't know if it's focusing, that Crafter's Square has. These are useful for setting up like a WordWorks center or a literacy center. You get a bunch of them. There's 325 pieces in each bag. Also, they sell this modeling clay, and I probably, my plan is to use it. I've used Play-Doh in the past, but I think this might work a little bit better for WordWorks centers where they use the clay and they shape their words out of it. So I've used Play-Doh in the past too. We're gonna see if this works. But there's all kinds of things that if you just kind of look beyond the box, you'll find at Dollar Tree that can be used in your classroom. I hope you enjoyed this Dollar Tree favorites video. If you did, please give it a thumb up. If you're new here, please subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Bye.